The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Tasty Minstrel Games. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
And today we are playing Steamworks from Tasty Minstrel Games and designer Alex Churchill. Now, this game is kind of has that British flair. You think it's because Alex is from Britain?
Probably.
And could he be related to Winston Churchill?
That might be a stretch.
I don't know. But this is an engine building game where you're building engines. Mm-hmm. And I think I've said that many times before. And also, it's a worker placement game. Mm-hmm. So, and it's got lots of tiles, so that really kind of adds to the coolness factor. Because we like tile laying games,
yes,
like Carcassonne.
And worker placement.
And worker placement. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a combination of the two things we like.
Yeah.
So let's check it out and see who wins this one. Now, there are some differences in the setup and how the game is played when you are using only two players. So the first difference is you'll notice we have coins on top of these stacks. Normally, you would have little clock tokens, and we've left those in the box, and we'll talk about that in the review. But this is kind of a way to unlock the various ages, because the game is played over 3 ages, and in each age, we're going to get better components to make better machines. And as we learned in our first game, we forgot to do that, to basically remove one coin from the next stack at the end of each turn. And subsequently, the game lasted, 2 hours or more?
Way too long.
And then we're like, oh, we found this in the rules. We're supposed to do this.
Because I was sitting here like, this game probably isn't this long.
Yeah.
I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. And then we read the rule book, and it made a lot more sense.
So really, that's the main difference. We use the money instead of the clock tokens, and we also have that as a counter because when you have a 3 or 4 or 5 player game, then you don't have to worry about that little countdown. So the game starts with 8 starting tiles, and those are represented by these greenback tiles. Now these are basic components that we're going to have to make our machines, and I'll turn those over and show you. I'm not going to go over what each one of these does, but as we build the machines out, we will tell you.
There is a handy-dandy cheat sheet in the very back of the rule book, as you can see.
And we constantly refer to that because while we've played this game several times, there are a lot of tiles, and we always have to say, oh, what does this do again?
And there's 2 pages of it, so very detailed, gives you the picture, tells you all the information. You will definitely be consulting this, even probably if you're an expert player, just because there are some similar tiles, so you'll want to make sure you're using it correctly.
So I do want to point out a couple of little things. This tile here, you'll notice that it has these little red boxes around that. Whenever you have a tile that is like that and another player actually uses your machine, because you can use either player's machines, that player, the owning player, will get that benefit as well, depending on what they took. Let's see what else we got. You can see the various different connectors basically for the power sources, because you have to have at least one power source and one component. There's an upgrader, there's a manufacturer, there is an alarm chronometer, and this one I will point out that we don't really use this in the 2-player game. In fact, we've actually thought about removing this, but we've left it in there because what this does is you pay a coin and then you can
basically be first player next turn.
Yeah, you can basically move the little Zeppelin. Although, as Gray Elephant Gaming pointed out, that it can also look like a brown pig. Now you'll see the snout, the ears, the feet, and the cone-shaped butt. But it's really a Zeppelin. So if you look at it from this way, you'll see this looks like a Zeppelin. That's, the tail fins and the back of it and the little gondola thing there. But yeah, Tim Norris says, once you see the pig, you'll not unsee it. And you didn't see it right away. You still don't see it?
I mean, if you squint maybe with one eye and then squint with the other, maybe close both of them and picture really hard, it might look like a pig.
Would you look like a nearsighted pirate squinting that much with one eye?
Who knows?
So we're going to take these starting tiles and we're going to place those on the 8 spots here on the little conveyor belt in the blue area, because the blue represents the first age.
So you may be wondering, first of all, why do you need to make all of these little inventions?
Because they're darn right cool.
I mean, yeah, but you have a purpose because they're for the Queen.
What queen?
Victoria.
Victoria?
Queen Victoria.
Isn't she like played by Clara Oswald?
Yeah.
Or is it Oswald Oswald?
Well, it's Clara Oswald.
Oh.
It's the full name.
Got to get that Doctor Who reference in there.
She do somehow. But it does say in the beginning of your rulebook.
Wait. Wasn't Queen Victoria, was she the one who was not amused?
Yes. She's not amused.
And she's the one who founded Torchwood,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Ha.
Good job. You know your Who knowledge. But as I was saying, it does say in the beginning of your rulebook, a little backstory. So you are building these mechanics and machines for Her Majesty Queen Victoria. You will be given prestige points for constructing these devices. When other players use your devices and when activating certain components, such as the Patriotic Haiku Generator.
I love the names of some of these tiles.
They're so cool. So basically, at the end of the game, the player with the most prestige points will win, and you get a point to the official inventor for Her Majesty. So you too probably want to amuse her, because if you don't amuse her, it might not be the best.
But she's not going to chop my head off, though, right?
No.
Not like,
That's not that queen.
not an off with your head.
It's a different queen.
So, as we said, the game is played over 3 ages. We have age 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the blue, 2 is the white, and 3 is the red. Now, as those unlock, those tiles will be placed on the conveyor belt. And we'll talk about how these tiles move as we go through the game. I don't want to get it bogged down too much, but there are 8 personas in the game that you can be, and we've obviously chosen ours. It says in the rule book you can, deal them out randomly and then choose from that. Yeah, we don't do that. We just pick whoever we like. So let's introduce you to who we are. I am playing as dun 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 Lord Broderick Eyre Whitaker. He's a self-made man with a manufacturing empire to match. Now, the reason why I chose him is very simple. He reminds me of Ash from the Army of Darkness movie, or if you look at the Evil Dead movies or the Evil Dead TV series.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah. Although Ash only lost his hand, this guy, he's got a whole robotic arm, so it almost kind of makes him like Tony Stark a little bit. He's got that robotic arm, but Tony Stark.
Bucky. Bucky has a
that would
arm.
be, yeah, it would. Very good Marvel reference there.
Yeah,
He
I'm
could be the
support-
Winter Soldier.
I'm going to support Bucky more than Iron Man, so I mean,
But I'm picking him because of Ash, and Ash says groovy.
He does kind of look like Bruce Campbell, a little bit.
So, Megan, who are you playing as?
I am playing as Lady Alison Baronigan, and basically this contraption certainly isn't what it used to be. It used to be a bathtub, which I'm kind of curious if that means her dress or what's going on there. What was the bathtub?
Well, I don't know, but she needs more of her dress. She's a little...
she's got,
she's
undergarments
exposed
on.
her superstructure, so to speak.
But she's got undergarments on, so it's okay. She's cool. She can rock it. Basically, simple reason I picked her because she's ginger. She kind of looks like Felicia Day when she cut all her hair off.
Yeah, and she does kind of look like well, I don't want to say it because it's a family show, but,
Okay.
like she can kick butt.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
There you
Now, looking at our player card here, I am actually going to be playing on side B, but side A, Megan, are you playing side A or
playing
play
side
B? Okay, so side A, every character has the exact same abilities on their card. Now, you can send your mechanics out to these because, like I said, this is a worker placement game. So if you go here, you can take the rightmost tile off of any of the conveyor belts for free. Here you can get one of the different types of power sources, which there is a clockwork, a steam, and electrical. Here you can build a machine that is a level 2, which is one source and one component. And here lets you activate one of your machines if another player is on it. At least that's how we've always played it. If we've been on our own machine and we go here, we don't reactivate that machine. Now, that could be contrary to what other people interpret the rules as, but we only do it if some other player is already there.
Well, and we think it'd be too powerful, too, if you used it on your own machine to use it twice. That
Yeah.
could be a very big power hoser.
Because I'm going to put this out right on Front Street. Megan is so much better at this game than me. If I happen to win, it is sheer dumb luck,
Or it's by literally 1 point.
which is what happened the other day.
Yes.
Yeah, I got lucky
But
there.
don't jinx me now, because if I mess up, you've just put some voodoo on me.
Well,
so.
let's not do that. But what this will do is it will show you what your starting resources are. So I'm going to actually just flip this over so you can see. This is the side I'll be playing. I actually start with a manufacturer and upgrader tiles. I start with 5 money, and we each always start with 2 mechanics. Now you'll notice these are color coded, so this is age 1, age 2, and age 3. So as we go into the later ages, we're going to get an extra mechanic. We also have a spot here for our automaton, and he is basically a little robot dude that we can send out to one of our spots here on the board. So we'll talk more about him as that time progresses. But I'll show you something about the tiles that they have. The starting tiles have your persona's picture on the back, so you know exactly which ones to grab. Now Megan will actually be starting I'll only be starting with these 2. Megan actually will be starting with also 2 of the clockwork sources. Okay, I think we're ready to play, and the rule book says that whoever most recently built something gets to go first, but as always, I let Megan go first if she would like. So Megan, would you like to go first?
Well, I would, but I'm going to follow the rule book because you actually did build something more recently than me.
I did build something, and we'll talk more about it in the review.
Yes.
Because it's kind of goes with this game. So, with that being said,
I'll give you the pig.
I will take this little airship, and you'll probably see me get up and around quite a bit during the game, because this game, like I said, Megan builds much better machines than I do, so I have a tendency to get up and look and see what her machines do.
And that pays me more money, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, because one of the things I didn't mention is, at least I don't think I did, when you use someone else's machine, you actually take one of the coins off of here. So if I use one of Megan's, take that off, and Megan gets that money. So that's
just keep going, because that helps unlock the new ages, and then you go until that pile is done, and that is basically your end of game.
Right, and I know you can't really see where the locks are at. In a 2-player game, it tells you. So you put 3 coins on top of the age 2, you put 6 coins on top of the age 3, and then you put 8 coins on the end of game marker. So that's it, I think.
That is it.
So let's get to play here.
Alrighty.
Of course, I cannot build anything without a energy or a power source, so I am going to have to send my first guy to go get a source.
You can be any source because of all your connectors.
Can be. I'm going to take a steam.
Alrighty.
So, like I said, we have a whole stack of clockwork, steam, and electrical there. So when you take a tile, you just put it under your board and goes to the next player. Then.
Alright, well, I'm going to go right here to take the last one. I'm going to take the miscellaneary right there, and that will be that.
Now, once someone takes a tile from one of the conveyor belts, you don't actually move them until the end of the round. So there can be gaps in there, but you can always take whatever is the rightmost tile. So now that tile and this tile are available if you take that action. The question is, do I wish to build anything? You know, I think I will.
Okay.
I'm going to build, but I have to pay for my mechanic.
Yes.
And on my player board, you might have noticed that there was little dollar amounts, or actually they're British pounds,
Yes.
how they're pointed out in the rule book. But I have to pay 1 to use that mechanic, so I just put that to the bank, and I go over here. Now, my special ability with my B side, everything is the same as the A, with the exception of my starting tiles, but I can build either a level 2 or a size 2 machine or a size 3. I'm going to build a size 3 with my steam source and my manufacturer and my upgrader. So I just put this over here so Megan can view it and see it if she wants to use it.
And our split is just going to be
Come
this
on.
line. Don't know if that's really coming up on camera, but that is how we're going to keep our machines separate.
So my turn is done. I've used all of my guys.
Yep.
So Megan?
I'm going to go right there to get a source, pay my 1, and I'm going to take an electric.
Okay. So that's the end of our turn. We've either passed or we've used all of our guys. We pull them back to our board. We will now move the tiles. Anything that was left in the rightmost spot actually goes under that ages tile. So even though this is one of the starting ones, it will go on the bottom of the age 1 stack.
We'll remove a coin.
Remove a coin, very important.
I will take the
You will take
Zeppelin, pig, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Alrighty. I am going to go and build first. Helps if I take the right little meeple. And
Yes, because you always have to go from left to right on your board.
I'm just going to go ahead and build that.
Now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use your machine.
I'll take $1 then. Thank you very much.
And I'll get $2 from the bank.
And a source.
And a source.
Clockwork, steam, or electrical?
You know what? Let's go. There's a lot of clockwork out there, so I better take a clockwork.
Well, then I get one too since you've used my machine.
Yeah, you do get one. Have another clockwork.
I know, I've just got so many of them. I think I'm gonna pay 1 and go to that rightmost spot here. I'm just gonna take the upgrader. And that is that. So, nope, that's yeah for me. You've still got your person.
Yeah. So I will point out too that only one mechanic can be on a machine at a time.
Yes.
Or I should say one power source. Because you could actually connect another power source up there and another player could go there and activate that. And you can also upgrade other players' machines if you would like.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Don't really do that though. Don't really like that. So I think what I will do is I'm just going to go here.
Take a source.
I'm going to take a source. I think I'm going to take electrical.
Okay.
It's electric.
All right.
So that's it. Our guys come back.
There's that. Coin goes away. We actually open up H2 already.
Okay, I'll place that there.
Yep. And then 2 more go here. You can go ahead and start filling that in. So now we kind of get where your prestige points can start getting accumulated.
And you get
better
You
machines.
definitely get a lot better tiles to choose from. Ooh, there's an iterator. That's a special one. So if somebody takes that one, I'll talk more about that. So
You normally take it more than I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go here because I want this tile here.
All right.
This is the statue sculptifier.
Okay then.
Because that gives victory points.
Yes, it does. I'm gonna go ahead and take that last spot again. I'm just gonna go and take the monetizer.
Yeah, that's a good one because money's pretty tight in this game.
Yeah, at least for you.
Yeah.
I normally have a lot of money. I wish money could count as a victory point somehow. In some games, that is a thing, but not in this one.
Well, I think I will just go here. I'm going to pay my 1 coin, and I'm going to build a level or a size 2 machine, my electrical source, and my statue sculptifier.
Okay.
So I'll just put that right there.
I am going to... I'm going to go ahead and build, so pay my 1, and I'm going to build with my clockwork source and the upgrader. So I'm going to put them, I'll put it right here. Like that.
All right.
And that's it.
That is it. So we take our guys back. Now we remove 1 from the next age. These scroll down. Put a new one there.
Thank you.
And 2.
Pig.
The pig.
That's what you call it. You get me calling it. Okie dokie.
Well, there is a game called Pass the Pig.
Is there?
Yeah, I've not played it.
I haven't either. Hence why I don't really know about it.
Hence.
Hence, yes. It's British. I can be posh. I'm building for the Queen.
Queen.
God save the Queen. I'm gonna go right here to my upgrader. So since that is connected to a clockwork, I can upgrade a level 2 to a level 3.
And that is important to point out because depending on what the power source is, you have to follow what the tile is, the component that you're activating. So since it is a clockwork, she can upgrade a level 2 to level 3. It can be the same machine, but you just don't get the benefit of that right away.
You have to wait till next turn.
Yeah, that's not bad. Good little money maker going on over there. You know, I think I will go up there, and I'm going to take that scroll rack. You've already got one.
I do. It's pretty handy.
We've already got one.
What? I do.
We're from Spamalot. I told them we already got one.
Oh, yeah. Been a while since I was in Spamalot.
That was a good good play.
It was it's
All
musical.
7 performances that we sat through.
Very good musical. Oh, it was funny though, and it was different every night. It's what made it better. Let's see what I want to do.
king. We can't
not
say the
gonna say
punchline.
that.
This is a family show.
He ain't got poo on him. We'll keep it family friendly. Go there. You can actually take one.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the manufacturer, which is with the steam, so I can build 3. So I'm going to go ahead and build this with my sorcerer and my scroll rack. And then my upgrader, it can't really do much to that. So
No,
I just really
because-
kind of wanted to build something.
Because you can upgrade. Well, actually, you can upgrade a level 3 to a level 4.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna put another source on it, so that's not really helping me out much.
Well, it just gives you an extra thing to move. But yeah, I probably wouldn't do it.
It's not worth it.
I would not do it.
Ooh, Jedi mind trick.
Jedi mind trick. All right, my turn. Do I want? What do I want?
I don't know. What do
You
you
know,
want?
I think I do want, but I can't go there.
I feel like I know what you're gonna do. You
Uh,
could do something
yeah.
if I think you can give me $1.
I'm not gonna give you $1.
You could.
No, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get another source,
Okay.
and I think I will get a steam.
Alrighty. And that is that.
That is that.
There's that.
I just noticed the money looks
got-
like, is that the queen on there?
It's got the queen with some goggles.
Queen with some goggles.
Because she's cool.
So this goes away.
Yes.
2 goes on the bottom. Scroll down.
Alright, and you are first.
No, you are.
No, I just gave it to you.
Did you?
Yep.
I thought I went first.
No, I did.
Okay, that's how easy I get distracted. Squirrel. Okay.
I have just met you, and I love you.
Okay, Doug. Was it Doug?
Mm-hmm. Doug the dog.
Doug the dog. I dig Doug the dog. See what I did there?
Yeah, so punny.
That was punny. I think I will build a machine. I'm going to build a level 2, and just so I can have my own little scroll rack thing going on
Don't have
there.
to pay me for it.
So I don't have to pay you for it.
Alrighty.
Oh, you know what? We forgot to get our extra guys.
Yeah, that would have been a little helpful. It's only been 2.
Yeah.
This is our third turn with it. Oh well. It doesn't think it's that big of a deal.
Just remember when you launch a new age to get your guys.
Yep. We normally don't forget that.
No, I think we were too busy talking about spam a lot.
Probably. Let's see, what do I want? Well, I think I'm gonna go here. So I'm gonna use my scroll rack because I would like to get this. So that is 4 in. So that will be 2 coins.
I would just want to show the scroll rack here real quick because this is a pretty cool tile. So basically it lets you pay a certain coin amount, and then depending on where it is at on the conveyor belt, you can actually take that tile. So that's always a pretty good little thing there.
And then my sorcerer, I had to look it up. So add any basic source from the general supply to any device in play. Does not have to be your own. And this does not consume a basic source in your supply. So I think with that, I'm going to take a steam and I'm going to build it on right there. And that is what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah, it's nice when these components have multiple ways to hook up different power to it.
Yeah.
And usually the manufacturer, the upgrader, those things, they generally have that. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? I got a steam thing here. That is a problem. I have created a problem for myself.
You kind of do that a lot in this game.
I do. Well, I'm going to pay my 1 for my mechanic.
I have noticed that.
I'm going to go there, and I'm going to, let's see, I want that monetizer. So that's going to cost me
3 in.
1. Yeah, it's going to cost me 1.
There you go. I'm gonna go. I can't. I don't have money. Can't even place my people. I don't have money.
So what you do then is you pass and you collect money. So you'll get 1 for that guy. Yeah.
Well, that's not
Run
even
out of
gonna help
money,
me
did
for
we?
Next one.
Um,
I'm poor. I'm a little beggar.
and a little bigger woman. Little peasant woman. Yeah, this is kind of where I've kind of hosed myself a little bit. Although, you have an upgrader.
I do have an
over there.
upgrader.
So I'm going to pay 2 for my second mechanic
Can
there.
I use mine?
I'm going to go over here because, 1, I'm going to get 3 money back.
Oh, I get a money. Oh, I took 2. Oops.
Yeah, don't take more money than you.
I didn't mean to.
So I get
Stuck.
So I paid my 2. I'm going to get 3 back. Now I can do an upgrade on there. Since that is a clockwork, I can
Level 2
upgrade a
3.
level 2 to a level 3. And I will make my level 2 here a level 3 and
There
make
you
my
go.
own little money maker.
Alright.
Shake my money maker.
Well, it's not.
See, I'm
so
shaking
good.
it.
Okay then. Well, now I have 2 money to actually pay for my little thing there. So I'm gonna go here. I get 2 money back, and I'm going to take. Let's see, I'm gonna take a steamwork. I'm just a steam, not a steamwork. There we go.
All right, that is the end of the round.
That's
Our
it.
guys come back.
So I'm first. Okay, cool. What do I want to do? Okay, so I'm gonna go there, and I would like the anthem organ. So that is 3 in, and that will cost me 1 to get that. And my sorcerer. I really don't have a need, I guess, to hook one up, but I guess I might as well to this upgrader just in case. But would that technically work since there's no way to connect with that?
Yes, but so Megan brings up a good point here. So if she activates this via the electrical source, she is only going to be able to use the upgrader there because this is not connected to
Yes.
that source. It's only connected to the clockwork source. Whereas if she takes the clockwork source or the the clockwork source is the only way you're going to get the money. If you take the steam source, you're still going to be able to do the upgrader or the electrical. Depends on how you want to do it. So that's a very good machine. And I am going to go here and I'll take my 3 money from my money maker. I'm going to shake that money maker.
Let's not.
And then I am going to use my scroll rack and I am going to take the condenser.
Ooh,
And
that's
that
good.
is going to cost me 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll gladly pay that 1. And your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go right there so I can get 2 money. And I had to pay 1, so I guess I just get 1 back really. And I am going to take let's see. I'll take an electrical. Just so I have 1 of all of them.
Okay. I'll pay my 1 for this mechanic. I'm going to go over here and use your clockwork machine.
So I get $1.
You get $1, I get 3 back.
Yes.
And
You can upgrade a 2 to a 3.
I'm going to upgrade a 2 to a 3. So I'm going to upgrade this 2 using, whoops, I'm going to put it like this. There.
That's good.
Keep the power source in the middle. Yeah.
That's really good.
I like that.
Oh, you know what? I like it so much, I think I'm just going to come over and use it.
All right.
So
Use it.
that will just, I'll take 2 steam, and then I will just turn in the steam and the electrical. I'll get 2 prestige points.
Actually, you have to take 2 electrical because it's powered by electrical.
It is electrical.
Yeah.
Oop. That's okay. That still works. That still works out. That's okay. So I should have an extra electrical.
You should have 2 electrical.
And no steam.
And
Because I
no
only had
steam.
1 steam. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Okay.
Now we're good.
Now we're good.
I
Now
don't
we're,
need a steam.
now we're cooking with gas
Or electric.
or electric
Or
ge-
steam.
or steam.
Or clocks.
How do you cook with clocks? You burn them.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. So I'm going to pay my 2 for this mechanic. Here, I am going to go to my steam source there, and I'm going to do my upgrade, which will allow me to go from a 3 to a 4, and I'm going to put this steam source right there.
That's pretty good.
Yep,
All right.
kind of like that. So I'm out of guys, you're out of guys. So we get rid of this. Now, since we took the last one off of here, that triggers the third age, so you do get your dude. We'll remember that this time.
Yes, there's your dude back.
Thank you.
There's that for you as well. So this goes
And
away.
these will go out. Chrome.
That's actually a really good one to have.
Chrome does nothing.
It does absolutely nothing, but it's very good for victory points.
There's an expander. Now we're getting into the multiples. We're getting into the iteration gears. And actually, there's a couple of those out there. But I actually see something I want. So,
Yeah, I think I know what you want.
Megan, read my mind.
gonna
Which
take a
one do
guess.
I want? Point to the one that I want.
Thinking you're gonna probably use your scroll rack, and you're probably gonna take that one right there.
That would be close, but no cigar. I am going to
Really?
use my scroll rack, which will give me 3 money.
What are you taking?
And then I will use my scroll rack, and I am going to take the inflator.
Ooh, okay.
Inflator mouse.
Huh?
So that is going to, that was the third one in, so that is going to cost me 1.
Okay.
Pay that. And that is that.
That wasn't what I was thinking you were going for.
Well, you know.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna go there. Take 2. I honestly think I might have been playing that incorrectly.
Why is that?
Because I think I didn't pay attention last time and it didn't take the electrical since it hooks up to an electrical. I don't have to do that. It can be anything because it's not specific
That's true.
with that. Okay, never mind. I'm
Well,
still good then.
Yes, and this one is only hooked up through electric, so yeah, usually it will it'll
has
have an
them at
arrow.
the beginning, but this one doesn't. Okay, that's why I was
Yeah,
like, wait
see
a
that
minute.
has the arrow.
Yeah.
This has the arrow.
I'm
Yeah.
then I'm taking a steam.
You've played it right all
Okay,
along.
I was just like, wait a minute.
I guess just because we're on camera, you're kind of
Second guess.
second guessing yourself, but yeah, that is the right way to go. Now I could do that.
I just want to make sure I was doing it correctly.
Yeah, you're okay. I'm gonna go.
Because I did that one wrong, so I was like, ugh.
I'm gonna pay 1 here, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna use your upgrader there.
$1.
Yep. So that's gonna allow me to upgrade a
4 to
4
5.
to a 5. I'm gonna
You can do
stick
that.
this inflator
Oh, that's crap.
right here.
No, you're not. It's a
whoops, I'm
steam.
gonna do it right there.
There you
That's
go.
what I meant. That's what I meant.
Hook it up to the right outlet.
Yes.
And don't put your fingers in outlets.
No.
Safety lesson.
Yep. Good tip from your Uncle Larry.
Who?
Your Uncle Larry.
I don't know
That was
who
what
that
they
is.
always said. That's a good tip from your Uncle Larry.
Alright. Well, the more you know.
The more you
The
know.
more you know. Insert that little star with the shooting star and the rainbow tail.
Dun 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 dun. However that
Was that the music?
goes.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So you win. Okay.
This is actually starting to look like Tetris.
That is kind of looking like Tetris. Yeah. Let's see what do I want to do.
It looks exactly like Tetris.
Your pieces would line up. Yeah.
See? No, but I see it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You trying to distract me, Turd Blossom?
Yes.
I feel like you are.
Do you need a hug?
What?
You know, from the new trailer.
Oh. Oh.
You need to find a human that is such or just as pathetic as you are.
It's really not helping.
Do you need a hug?
No.
Come here and give him a hug. I think I said no.
I think I'm gonna go there. Actually, I'll give you $1.
Okay.
So I have to take 2 electric since I'm hooked up to that, and I'm actually just gonna do the first one because I have a lot of electric and I kind of want to keep my steam. So I'm gonna just use that top one for 2 of the same source for 1 prestige point.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool. I will pay my 2.
That's cool.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Glad it's cool.
And it's like Captain Cold.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go here. I'm going to activate that. And I am going to do my inflator. So that'll give me 1 prestige
And
point.
you can take 2 steam.
And I will be taking 2 steam.
There you go. I think I'm going to take that one action to take the one on the right. I'm going to take the crescendo organ.
Crescendo.
Crescendo. Do you know what crescendo means?
Loud.
Yes, it needs to get louder.
Because like a crash.
I mean, yeah.
No.
I guess. If that's how you want to remember it.
Sure.
Crescendo.
Okay.
Sounds like a spell from Harry Potter.
does sound like a spell from Harry Potter. I'm gonna, yeah, what do I do? You know what? I'm gonna go here and pay my 3 coins.
Take source.
3 coins and a fountain.
It's been a while since you've thrown that one out there.
Well, you know, it's not anywhere near Thanksgiving. So, and I'm going to take an electric.
Is it supposed to have a specific time to reference that?
Well, it's from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No.
One of my favorite holiday movies of all time.
Goodness, yes.
And my other favorite holiday movie of all time is getting ready to come up in just a couple weeks. And that is Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I thought you were going to mention Die Hard, and I was just like...
That was Christmas.
You've overkilled that debate. I think I don't have enough money, so I'm just going to take 3 from the bank.
Alrighty. Okay,
That's what
so
I'm going to do.
pass the Zeppelin, take a coin.
You're out of people?
Take our people back.
And we will scoot on down.
Scoot on down the road.
Did you take a coin off of the
Yes, I
ending?
did.
Okay.
I remembered.
I'm just making sure since it was the 5.
I remembered.
We'll just make that change right now. 3.
Ooh, there's a power converter. You don't even have to go into Tashi Station to pick that sucker up.
Ooh. I understood that reference.
Alright, you are the first.
I am. Cool.
You are the first to pass this way, but you won't be the last.
Ooh.
Sadly, that ride is no more at Disney at Epcot.
You know, it's frozen.
The Maelstrom. That was a great ride. I like that.
Good. Now it's
Well, I don't say it was a
frozen.
great ride. It was a boat ride.
Good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna go here to yours, so I'll give you $1. I'm just pretty much using the manufacturer because I would like to build a level 3.
That is one thing we didn't point out. You do not have to take every action that is on the machine.
So I'm using my Steam to build my anthem organ and my crescendo organ.
Whoa.
So it's a very musical instrument.
That is, man, if you've got a lot of power sources,
Yes.
you can rack up some points. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever saw that one.
We've played with it. I just
Have
don't
we?
think you normally pay attention to it.
Yeah, that's 2 and a 3. This is the one I usually see.
Well, now you have options. Because now you can use it too.
I have options.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely rack up points there.
Well, let's go here. And I will take
2 electric.
2 electrical.
And then would you like to
Oops.
use your electric and your steam?
I took 3 because I'm a greedy person.
Don't do that.
I am going to trade in an electrical and a steam, and that will be worth 2 prestige points.
Yep, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. And let's see. Gonna go there, pay my 1, and get 1 back because that gets me $2. And I'll go ahead and take a steam.
All right, let's go to my steam source here, and that will give me 2 steam,
I think I know what you're gonna do.
and it will give me 1 prestige point.
Okay.
And I got the little engine that could.
I'm gonna go right there, pay my 2, get a source. Just gonna take an electric. Would you like to use my machine? Kind of feeling like you might want to.
Yeah, I think I might.
Okay, I'll get $1.
So yeah, I'm gonna go there and pay $2, and
Yes.
I'm going to turn in my 2 electric,
2
and
prestige.
that will give me 2 prestige points.
There you go.
Thank you. Actually, I'm gonna trade these in for a 5.
Well, I'm gonna go there, but I'm gonna use my cool little special thingy so I can actually go to a thing you're at. So I'll just be using that ability. I will turn in my 3 for, let's see, either way I'm still gonna come up with 4 points, depending how I want to do this. So I'm gonna use my 3 here, my anthem organ, and get 2 prestige points. So turn in those electric and get those 2. And then I'm going to turn in 2 here and use my crescendo organ for another 2.
Yeah, the nice thing about that is they don't have to all be the same
No.
power source, which I could have done that, I guess, but I didn't.
kind of getting down to the end of the game here too.
Yeah, I'll pay my $3, and you know what? I'm gonna take some chrome because everything looks neater with chrome.
Does it really?
Yeah, and this is my browser choice.
Yeah, it is. That's
All right,
it.
So let's recolor guide. I'm taking a coin away.
Yes.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty here.
Mm-hmm. And you are up. There's your automaton that you're really late.
Wow, that came out late.
Really did, but
That's
I'm sure
almost
you'll
too
probably
late.
want it.
Probably not as much as you think.
That's something you always want to go for, but it did come out pretty late this game.
Yeah.
I actually kind of forgot about it.
You know what? I'm gonna go here. So I'll take 2 steam, and I will get a prestige point. And that is your turn.
I'm gonna go there and get 2 coins, and I'm just gonna take an electric.
Okay. I'll pay my. Ooh, I'm getting short on funds.
You can visit me. I'll give you 3.
Well, I can get 3 from my own
No,
device.
you probably
So
want
I'm
to visit
gonna
me more.
pay my 1, and I'm gonna go here.
Ooh, I get one then.
You do get
Ooh,
one.
there's 1 coin left.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the crescendo thing. I'm gonna turn in 3. So there's 3 steam, and that's gonna be worth 3 points. And then I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna turn in 1. Will be another point. So that's 4 points here. I'll just give you 1, and I'll take a 5. I've only built 3 machines,
Mm-hmm.
but I've upgraded the heck out of this one,
Yeah, you have.
and you've upgraded that one.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we have more, but I think as we've gotten experience of this game, we've built better machines.
You definitely have.
Yes, I have improved.
You really have. I'm going for the chrome. That is 4 in, so it's going to cost me 2 money to get that. Whoop. Knocking the conveyor belt.
Okay. I have to just pass with him and take 2 money,
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and build
which is unfortunate.
my chrome just so I can have 2 victory points at the end there. And your turn.
My turn, my last guy.
Do you even have enough money?
Yeah, I got enough. I got 3.
Oh, okay.
So let's just go ahead and pay those 3 right now so I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go here, and I will get 2 electric, and then I will turn those 2 electric in using my statue sculpifier and get 1 victory point.
And that's that, because I can't do anything, so I just take 3 money, but
Okay,
that's
so
it.
end of the round, we get rid of this coin. Now, since that was the last coin, that signifies the end of the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up our prestige points, and then also, if you can see on the tiles, the components each have a victory point on them, and the chrome, most of them have 1. The chrome actually has 2. So let's add up what the point total is and see who gets this steam-looking trophy. Okay, I was able to squeak out a win here because normally I don't. Normally Megan kind of kicks my butt at this, but I think I've improved
You have. You've really improved.
because when I first played this game, I sucked bad.
You did.
Oh man, I was so bad. And Megan, who had never played this game before, comes right out of the gates and just hammers me into the ground. This was an incredible machine. That was an incredible machine.
Just wasn't very useful because I didn't have a lot that I could upgrade. I
Well-
just wasn't getting a lot of components though.
Yeah. So okay. So let's move on to what we think. Okay, I will start since I was the steam powered winner here, I guess. Cool game. I really like this. This is very unique. We don't have any other games I think we've ever played that have been like this.
No, we haven't.
This literally is an engine building game where you are building engines.
Yes.
And that's the best way to put it because you're going to go back, to these machines that are going to hopefully combo. So like this machine here, it combos because I can get 2 electrical and then I can turn those in for a point, or I can go and if I start racking up and get the steam, then I can turn a steam and an electrical in for 2 points. Your machine over here, I couldn't avoid using that, especially when I was starting to really roll in and get a lot of those engines or the sources. So I really like the mechanics. I like the way this little conveyor belt system works. I like the way that you unlock the things. I like the scroll rack that allows you to kind of, instead of always having to take from the end, you can take, basically you can buy any of the tiles that you want there. The timing mechanic, once we started playing that correctly, that was good. I don't think, we missed it by a turn or two taking our second age guy. I don't think that really had any impact.
Not
I mean,
really.
it affected both of us for one or two turns. So, that's all on us. The components are really good. I mean, very thick, sturdy cardboard stock there. The automatons, which we didn't even use, but these are nice big wooden pieces. And they have blue and green, so
Yes.
that is always a plus. The bits, the little chits, they're nice and thick, and the artwork on that looks good. I think the designer had a good sense of humor when he named a lot of these
Yes.
tiles. I really appreciate that, and I think the steampunk theme really comes out with the art. And I do want to point out, especially we're very fond of Doctor Who, so you see this little guy here. We're dealing with clockwork stuff, and he's kind of got a little top hat thing going on.
Yes.
If you've ever seen Peter Capaldi's first episode
Deep
as the
Breath.
Doctor, it is Deep Breath.
It's called Deep Breath.
There is a clockwork guy, and he wears a top hat like that.
Yes.
And I said, as soon as I saw this, that reminds me of that
The
guy.
half-face man.
The
That's
half
what he's
face.
called.
Is he really?
Well, because half of his face gets away. That's what we
Well.
just call him. We don't really have a name for that little alien monster creation.
Yeah.
Moffat left it out, like a lot of things.
The fact that you have 8 different characters, we've always kind of gravitated to just using these same 2. But in future games, I'm sure we'll switch it up. But and I showed it in the unboxing. There's 6 other characters here that we haven't used. That's like Storm from X-Men. There's the blonde Princess Leia.
Billy Lord.
Well,
daughter.
could be.
Well, in the last
rest in
movie.
peace, Carrie Fisher. We
Yeah.
will miss you.
Yes.
Then you've got Nigel Thornberry.
Smashing.
And then you've got Duke Augustus Shaughnessy
He
III.
just kind of looks evil. He's got that lumen iron giant in the background,
Well, I kind of thought he looked like Nick Cage, except for the beard.
Nick Cage.
From Marvel.
I mean Nick Fury?
No, Nick Cage. On Netflix.
Luke Cage.
Luke
You're
Cage.
mixing them up. I
Luke
was
Cage.
like, who are you
Sorry.
talking about? One has an
Uh-oh.
eye patch and one doesn't.
I'm going to have to hand in my Marvel card now.
Yeah, you are. That was bad. Anyway, though, you pretty much talked about a lot of the same reasons why you like this game as to why I like this game.
I have one more thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, just finish.
That is the A and the B side.
Yeah.
The A side, everybody's got the same abilities, and the rule book will tell you that's what you should start with for your first game. I played it once, and I'm like, okay, give me something different. And I think my guy being able to build a level 2 or 3 right off the bat, I think is huge.
That is pretty cool.
The only thing is I don't get any power sources, so it's going to take me at least a turn to get a power source.
You see, at least with Alice, you still get a power source. You get the steam and the... Well, you just get the steam, and then you get those for the clockworks. I mean, you get the clockwork sources here, and you get money, but I just like the other options better, so that's why I use the A side. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a really good game. It was very overwhelming at first, just because you're trying to figure out, what do all of these little pieces do? So that rule book is definitely helpful on that, with the fact they do have the guide with all the information, and they'll tell you what age does this come in, and I think that is like the best part of the rulebook. And I know the rulebook kind of gets bashed a bit, but that is probably the really good thing about it. It's at the very back.
Well, and they did leave out one of the tiles that's not in the glossary, and that is the library file, whatever.
It's something that I
It
don't think we
is-
came across it.
Yeah, we haven't. Here it is, right here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That
So
one.
it's this tile here. Basically, what it says is you can take any, depending on what source is connected here, any tile on the end. So,
From
so if it's clockwork, you can take
different ages.
age 1, steam age 2, and electrical age 3.
It's the only thing they left out. You can look it up on BGG. We've told you. Other people will tell you in their videos. So
But the other thing about the rule book is it's got these little blurbs, every so often here.
yeah.
So like this is Lord Broderick. This is what he says. sources, money tokens. It's he's
Just
got this
character.
little flavor, which if you stop and read it, it's actually kind of funny. So that's just a little bonus. Sorry, Megan,
No, you're
didn't
good.
interrupt. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, overall, it's a really good game. I like how, the scrolling is really cool, and it's really interesting how you can upgrade your machines in that kind of way to get more benefits for yourself. So I think that's really cool. And now I want to show off something that's really cool that did not come with the game, but you've actually made for this game.
So if you follow our Facebook page, you'll see that I made a thing. And you see a lot of people make their own inserts. I made this little foam core board to hold all the tiles. It's kind of crude, but it actually turned out pretty good.
It did. I was
And
really
it fits in the box good. I made these little dividers basically for all of the different tiles. So you got your age 1, age 2, age 3, your starting tiles, and then your 3 electrical sources, and then your player tiles there. And I put little notches there so you could easily, get these out. I think it makes playing the game a little, easier for
Just
setup
the
and cleanup.
organization, yeah.
But no, it was neat. It didn't cost that much. I mean, it cost more in the supplies to buy it because I needed to get a craft knife or an X-Acto knife.
X-Acto knife.
Had to get a cutting mat. So, that wasn't that expensive. And I got this huge sheet of foam core for like $4.
Yeah.
And I can probably still make, half a dozen inserts out of that if I want. So, because the rest of it, we Gerberize. So we were talking earlier about the pieces that we don't use. So here is what one of the little time tokens look like. And there's a whole ton of these. So you use these in games where you're not playing 2-player. And then you have, those things are for when you run, what Megan's got, when you run out of power sources, or if you have accumulated a ton. So this would represent, like 5, that would represent 3 of the same one. Because when you run out, I don't
You're
think,
just going to run out.
I don't, in a 2-player game, that's never going to happen.
No.
Because we're always turning those in. But yeah, that's that little insert. I like it a lot. And it only took me, it didn't take that long.
Maybe like an hour or two. Once you finally actually started.
When I wasn't waiting for the glue to dry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turned out really good.
So yeah, that is about it for me. Anything else you want to add?
No, like I said, I really enjoyed playing this game. I knew when I saw this game, kind of like what Megan said, it looks overwhelming at first because there's so many tiles and stuff. But really, it does. Once you get that first game under your belt, it is very simple. You're simply building machines and activating machines, and just sending your guys out. So it's a simple worker placement, with tiles. It's really cool. I've enjoyed playing it.
I have to, yeah. It's really good.
Haven't really introduced this to my gaming group yet, just because we've been playing other things. And this does take a little bit longer, so we can't really fit this in over lunch. And it just hasn't been able to come up at our game group. But no, really like this game. I give it 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
All right, so that'll do it for Steamworks, and we will roll on and catch you guys next time.
Bye. Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.